Stephen, I think when we talked to you a couple months ago, whenever you talked to us first, you talked a lot about about coming here and what it was like just to be able to just focus on you. I guess how I know you got a lot of loyalty to LA, to your family in particular, especially for things that you and your family went through. How tough was it to come to that conclusion that you needed to go away from LA, and what kind of value has that had so far? What's it been like? Not being at home, being able to step away and just focus on you.
It was a very tough decision, leaving one of my dream schools, leaving so much family behind, leaving so much friends behind, and a lot of opportunity that's out in Los Angeles also. But I think it was what I needed to take a further step in my life. You know what I mean? And I think it's good that I'm out here on my own because this is the first time I've actually moved out. I got to learn a lot about myself. And in terms of football, man, I'm just like you said, it gave me a lot of time to focus. I'm tuned in now, I would say, and everything's going how it needs to go, God willing.
Stephen, it's always nice to have an outsider's perspective on things. And now that you're here, um, you when you were at USC, you had top 25 type teams and such, and a lot of talent around you. Now that you're here and see what you have around you here, how does that compare to what you've been through, and what sort of challenges do you see this team being able to take on during the course of this season?
Um, Man, I love all of the talent that's here, man. It's amazing. It's crazy seeing both sides of the Pac-12 and the Big Ten because I know not too many people transfer. Well, there's a lot of people who transfer, but it's a very unique situation that I'm in, man. And I love being in this position because it just gives me a whole nother perspective on college football. These guys here are a little bit more bigger. You know what I mean? And that helps me bring another uh, helps me put some more tools into my toolbox for going to the next level, if that makes sense. And I forgot the end part of your question, but yeah, yeah, it's amazing. I think we're gonna win a lot of games this year, and we headed for that Big Ten championship, but we just got to stay focused and keep preparing how we are right now.
We've learned your nickname, Booda. First of all, how is it spelled? And I guess we heard a story that your mom gave you the nickname. I don't know if there's a story behind that or why
Uh,
people call you Buddha.
it's spelled Booda. That's what my family called me. Uh, so I think I got the name from my mom, obviously, and my big sister. They said my big sister used to just go up to her stomach, like when I was inside of her. Used to go up to her stomach and just say Buddha, 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 and it just stuck. And yeah, shout out to my big sister. Love you.
Yeah, just go back on your relationship with Coach McCall. Was it an easy look to Indiana with him being there, and what has he meant to you over the years?
Yeah, it was a no brainer. You know what I mean? It was a no brainer. Knowing that it's crazy because I think it was just all God's timing. By the time I entered the portal, that's when I figured out that he was coaching here, and the time that or what it's meant to me being in good relationships with Coach McCullough has been a lot. He's taught me more about the game than I think I would have learned from any other coach. And I've learned a lot from my coaches at USC that I've had after him. Uh, Coach Jinks and Coach Drevno, they were amazing coaches. They taught me a whole lot. But it's amazing just reuniting with Coach McCullough because we have a whole lot of history back at SC, and it's kind of like he's holding me to that high standard that he still has the first day we met. Nothing has changed, and it's amazing how that feeling.
Yeah, Stephen, everybody who follows college football knows that the tailback position at USC, along with the quarterback job at Notre Dame, are two of the most prestigious things in college football. Reggie Bush and OJ and Marcus Allen, all those dudes. Did you feel pressure at all playing that spot or expectations at USC?
It's always gonna be pressure anytime you step on the field, wherever you go. You know what I mean. You want to be at your best when it counts the most. But I would definitely say like how I started off. It's always pressure, but it just all depends on how you willing to prepare for that pressure. You know what I mean? You got to be prepared for the moment. You can't let that moment get to you. Uh, and yeah, man, pressure makes diamonds. At the end of the day, you gotta love being in pressure situations. You either gonna thrive or you gonna fall, and I love those type of situations. right, Jim, go ahead.
And follow up on that question, really, Stephen, you talk about going from USC to Indiana and USC having the tradition, Indiana trying to build that. Is there even a little bit more pressure to perform at Indiana than there was at USC, since you're coming from there and you're the big guy on campus, so to speak now? Does that add a little bit more pressure in that regard?
No, I feel like that's just a lot of outside talk, you know what I mean, and social media talk. Cause I feel like all the pressure is the same. We all want to get. We all got one goal in common. Ever since we got into college football, and that's to get to the league. So, if there's any other pressure besides that, I think people are thinking about it wrong. If you get what I mean, like the pressure needs to stay the same to get to the league, no matter where you at. It's football. Football is football at the end of the day, you know. All right, Kevin, then we'll wrap up with Justin.
Yeah, you came into an open competition in camp, and right now you're kind of considered a league guy. But just curious your approach and mentality in camp, and how you performed in the scrimmage to kind of put yourself into position now where it looks like you'll be the lead running back.
Man, it was an interesting camp for sure. Getting to learn the plays way more. We still in the process of trying to make everything perfect. Ain't nothing perfect, but we're trying to get there. And I would say going through camp, I got a good feel for the team. The team accepted me in real good. I just tried to stay humble and try to make all the plays and take advantage of all of the opportunities that they were giving me. And I think we still got a long way to go. You know what I mean? It doesn't just stop there. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
I got two. I'm gonna get in trouble with Jeff for this, but just to go back first to your decision, I guess your mom told me that she actually kind of put it in your head to consider it. Was that big for you? I guess is that something you might not have considered if you didn't kind of have her okay with that, saying it's okay to go? Number one, and number two, how do you think you've improved as a runner since you've been here? What were kind of the lessons you learned at USC that you wanted to fix that you've worked on since you've been in Indiana?
Yeah, definitely credit to my mom for putting it in my ear for sure. She helped me out with a lot of my decisions. I always need her help and always help from the family. And a lot of the things that I learned from here or from coming from USC, it's just my reads. You know what I mean? Being more disciplined with my reads, being more disciplined with how to set a running play up. Get the defenders running laterally or get them to sink. And I feel like that's the key. You have to get the play started by doing that before you even try to make it to the second level. So I've just been trying to tune in on that and, just worrying about finishing the most because, it's easy to break, but do you have that stamina and that endurance to go the whole 60, 100 yards, if the O-line allows you to get that far? And, yeah.